Told my parents about my brother's premature birth at Christmas to stop them shaming my fiancé. I'm a nurse practitioner, and my fiancé is finishing up her residency. We've been living together for a few years now, and while we aren't rushing to get married, our families have been pushing us constantly. My parents, especially, are extremely religious and traditional, and every time they see us, they bring up how we're living in sin and how this is embarrassing for the family. We've explained repeatedly that we're adults and capable of making our own choices, but they don't seem to care. This past Christmas, we decided to visit my parents' house, which meant a big gathering. My parents, my 3 siblings, their significant others, my fiancé, and all the grandkids, 17 people in total. Right from the start, I could tell my parents were in their usual mode, trying to lecture my fiancé without her even noticing, making comments under their breath that they thought were harmless, and nudging me repeatedly to say something about our living arrangements or the wedding timeline. Dinner started as usual, with my mom beaming and talking about how relieved she would be once we were married, so she wouldn't be embarrassed at church anymore. My dad jumped in with stories about my older siblings, how they all did things the right way, waited until marriage, never lived together, or got married quickly after moving in together. My fiancé was quietly taking it all in, clearly uncomfortable, and I could feel my own irritation rising. We've had this discussion so many times before, and Christmas was supposed to be a break from it, but it wasn't. My mom kept talking about how proper it was to wait until marriage, and I could feel my fiancé shrinking in her seat. I could also sense that if I didn't intervene, this would escalate and ruin the evening. I decided to act, and instead of lecturing my parents directly or arguing, I tried a different approach, one that I knew would stop them in their tracks. Started talking about a premature baby I had been reading about at work. I described the case in detail, how the baby was almost 3 months premature, weighed just about 1.6 pounds, had a fragile start, and needed every bit of medical attention to survive. I spoke about the NICU care, the risks, and the careful monitoring that was involved.